will have a complete understanding of how to use the Hermes agent after watching this video. We will be using free models, an AI search API, and testing free MCP servers. We will also learn how to find, install, and use skills, and how to effectively manage your context window so your token usage and bills remain low without compromising on quality. The best thing about Hermes in particular is its self-improving system, meaning the more you use it, the more it understands your workflow and actively creates new skill file rules on its own. I will be showcasing every step on Fedora, but it still holds true on any OS, so let's get started. You can install Hermes Agent by Nous Research on Linux, Mac OS, and WSL on Windows using this command, or use the desktop installer by visiting their official website. I've already installed it, so I won't be installing this, but I will be creating a new profile from scratch. You can do that by the command Hermes profile create and your new profile name. We can just give it some name, like clean demo, and use the no skills flag, so it doesn't install my already installed skills. You can edit the personality of your created Hermes profile by visiting the sol.md file, which looks like this by default. You can start using this profile by the command Hermes profile use and your profile name. Now we can use this by simply typing Hermes, or your profile name, and setup or chat. So let's just set up our new profile by running Hermes setup. It's asking if we need to import some existing data from OpenClaw. We can just ignore this for now. For the quick setup, it will ask us to create a Nous portal account. So we can skip that and configure everything on our own, including models and tools. We will be using OpenRouter for the model, which is free. It will ask to give the OpenRouter API key, which you can get by visiting their official site, openrouter.ai. Just create your free account and then get the API key. Just create a new key, give it some name like YouTube demo, and then copy it and paste it. It will ask for some model. We will choose any free one. Nemotron is free. We can choose the 550 billion or 120 billion model. Let's just choose the smarter one. We can change it mid-inference in case tokens or credits expire. For the terminal backend, we can either run it locally, which we'll do in this tutorial, or we can choose Docker or even a remote machine. So let's just keep it local. It will ask for some messaging platform for handoff commands or continuing chat in some other app. You can choose Telegram, Discord, WhatsApp, and many other applications, but we will skip this for now. We can just keep the default tools, web search, browser automation, terminal, process, file operation, code execution, vision, etc. Let's just keep the default and move on. For the local browser, we can just use the free headless Chromium, which doesn't require any API key. For the provider, we can just skip this or configure it later. For the TTS, we can choose Edge TTS, which is free and good quality. We don't need a vision model for now, so let's just skip this. For the search provider, we can use DuckDuckGo, which is free and doesn't require any API key, unlike Brave Search. So we have configured every important tool. You can check this by typing Hermes Doctor. For example, I don't have Discord.py, but I don't need it, so I won't be installing it. You can start chatting by typing Hermes Chat or just Hermes. So the initial interface will look like this. Then you can start chatting with your selected model. For the start, let's just ask it to write a simple Manim Python script. And before that, we can actually ask it to check if Manim and FFmpeg are installed or not. Check if Manim and FFmpeg are installed or not. And if not, install it. So it takes 15K tokens by default. This might be because of existing skills or configuration we are appending in the context window. Okay, so we have both Manim and FFmpeg installed, so let's ask it to create a simple looping background. Create a Manim script in the current directory to create a good-looking dark background. Name the file simple/background.p and render it, and save the video in the media directory with the file name simply video.mp4. So the good thing about agents is you can give them some high-level command and they will spawn subagents or use tool calling as needed to accomplish the task. You can define your overall goal using the /goal command and just typing what you want as a whole, making the Manim script run commands one after another. I don't want to wait before the output comes. So it wrote the script and it's asking to run a dangerous command. It's just asking to execute a simple Python command. You can keep allowing it every time for a task, or you can just allow every command for this session. It is not safe. But let's just go with this. Mind you, an agent has complete control over your system, so you should allow each command one at a time or use a Docker container or virtual machine. Okay, it created the file and it's running. Previously, we added the goal before finishing the output, so it's asking for the next script it would like to create. You can just cancel it by pressing Ctrl+C. Let's just see what it made. This is the video it made. It doesn't look like it's looping at all, so we can ask it again to recreate it. Or better yet, we can install MNIM skills to get better output. Before installing the skill, we can compress current information in the context window by just typing /compress. As you can see, it's currently taking 40,000 tokens. After compressing, it only takes 26,000 tokens. You can search for skills using skills, WIST, and your query name. Because our MNIM script output was not very good, let's just install some skills. This code template looks okay, so let's just install it. You install it using its identifier name. Before installing it, you can review it using skills inspect and then the identifier name. This one for best practices looks good, so let's review it, and if it looks good, we will install it. So it will give you a preview of what the file looks like. It looks good, so let's just install it. Afterward, you can check if it installed using scal's list. There are many commands. If you start a new session, your progress is automatically saved, so no need to save manually. You can retry the last message in case the token limit is exceeded, or change the model to answer that last message sent by the agent. And similarly, there are many great commands. Let's just use status to check the token and context info. I don't know how, but we have some room. Okay, now we have skills installed. Let's ask it to correct the video and make it loop. Right now, it's not looping. Right now, the video is not looping. Please make it loop and make it look better, like adding glow to particles. See, even though we haven't mentioned which file to correct, it correctly guessed the file is simpleu_background.py, and it's working on it. You can also add messages or direction to what the agent is doing using the /steer command. You can read its min thought, and if you see it's doing something weird, you can just give it a message. It will adjust its behavior after its next tool call. For example, if we don't like that it's making a separate class for glowing particles and making it so complicated and extensible, we can just ask it to make the glowing particle class simple. Let's just first see what it does. But if you are sure that you want to change something, then you can steer it mid-conversation. This is taking way too much time. If you just want to change the model for the session, you can do that by using the /model command and selecting the model. You can look at all the available models by simply typing /model. Let's just choose Nemotron 3 Super 120B, Active 12B. It should be fast. So you can see it's using the Nemotron model now. You can see it's using the Nemotron 120 billion model now. This is taking way too much time, so let's just stop everything and start a new session by typing /new. It will forget all its history, but we can give it our simple unzer_background.py file to work on it. Let's just fix the background video using the MNIM skills to correct the video script in simpleels.background.py and render it. This model is taking way too long to respond, so let's try to use a different model. I'll check which model is free or their API limits in another CLI. Let me set it up. In OpenRouter, keep the current API key. And the Tencent Hi3 is free, which is a very good model. So let's just use that for now. Let's just clear everything. Use the new model, Tencent Hi3. And for everything else, we can just ignore. So now we are using the latest flagship model, Hi3. So let's see if it can make a good-looking MNIM script for a looping background from scratch. Using the skills. Make a good-looking looping background using a MNIM script and save the video as good-icecacdown.mp4 in the current directory. It was just asking for the MNIM version, but it will ask for every new command. This is also taking way too much time, so I will ask it to optimize the script. So rendering takes less time, and we can check what it has made till now. It was not finished at all. I don't know why it was taking so much time. Why is it taking more than 8 minutes to render this? Can you optimize the script so rendering takes less than a minute? You can make it simpler. Okay, so it wrote the script and gave the good-icecacdown.mp4 a 10-second background rendered in 4 seconds. Let's see how it did. Okay, the particles are not moving at all. It's not moving. Let's fix that. Nothing is moving. Can you keep rendering time low by making it simpler? Okay, the script was done. Let's see how it did. Now the particles are moving, and it just looks good. And this looks good. And the first frame and the last frame are the same, so it is looping. This was a simple task, but it took way too long. Let's ask for something more complicated. I'm thinking of switching to Exa AI MCP instead of DuckDuckGo for search by making an account. Okay, after making the account, you can copy the API key. You can set up your Exa API using the bash command and pass it your API key. You can start using the Exa AI MCP instead of DuckDuckGo by configuring the search backend as Exa. You can check if it correctly used Exa instead of DuckDuckGo. It will mention Exa in the API keys. Now let's start making some complex code in Minim. Make a chessboard animation with green boxes and white boxes and place chess notation symbols on the sides. Make the boxes or squares grow from the inside out with some delay. And also, after the board animation is finished, place chess pieces images on the correct squares. Find good open source assets and download them in a local folder, chess porses .png. Let's see if it can do this. And also, we can ask it to spawn multiple subagents to accomplish searching, downloading, and testing the file. Spawn subagents to search online images, download them, and test the script. Let's see if it can do this. Let's allow the command for this session. Okay, looks like it was able to download the chess pieces images, create the folder, and place the images correctly. But some are SVG. Okay, it includes PNG and SVG, both. That's good. Let's see if it uses SVG in Manum or PNG. SVG would be preferable. And let's see if it used Exa AI. In the usage, we can see it used a total of 5 queries. So it's using Exa AI search instead of DuckDuckGo. It was able to write the script, and now it's rendering the video. Let's check the script in the meanwhile. It is using the PNG instead of SVG object. So that's something to improve on. But it could be that I asked it to use PNG. Okay. The problem with rendering is because there is no correct codec for this, as I'm using a Fedora virtual machine. So the problem could be that for taking such a long time, we can just ask it to use SVG files instead of PNG for chess pieces. And also, I am on a Fedora VM, so that could be the reason for the rendering issues. Look, it fixed that. We steered it to use SVG instead of PNG, and it changed it. This is great. The only problem is it's taking way too much time. Okay, so finally everything's done, and it has rendered the video. It has rendered the video in 1080p 60 FPS here and lower quality here. Let's just check it. Let's play the animation to open the chessboard. Okay, it's overlapping, and it made the pieces, but they are not scaling correctly. The scaling of the rook and pawn is very big, so we need to reduce them by a few notches. And also, it's overlapping on the chess title. To fix that, we can fade it out or remove it completely, actually. And also, let's improve the color green to a much lighter shade. Can you remove the title chessboard and also reduce the scale of rooks and pawns by 0.3? So they look similar in size with other pieces. You can look at this. It also made the green a little lighter. The good thing about using Hermes is self-improvement. With each use, it self-improves every skill. As you can see, it made some patch to the Manime best practices. Okay, it looks good. It completely removed the chessboard title, and the animation and icons too. The rook scale is corrected, but not the pawns. But it is good enough for me now. But the main problem is that it's taking way too many tokens to accomplish moderately complex tasks. So it is good, the High 3 new model, but not very good. Let's just test MCP servers and how you can get many MCP servers for free. You can get free MCP servers using the Composio website. And after making a free account, it will ask for your first agent task. You can select any of these, like we'll choose to connect it to Google Spreadsheets. For the access, we will only give it access to this spreadsheet and not for the whole Google Drive. Continue. Let's just copy this prompt. Let's see if it can configure the MCP server. It should modify the YAML file and add the MCP server at the end. Let's see if it can do that. So it's asking to install the Composio integration. Okay, so it wasn't able to connect to it and it didn't mention that I need the API key. So you can get the API key by visiting this URL and then check for the MCP URL, install it, and copy the API key. You want to set it using this command. If you accidentally exited a chat session, You can just resume it. I have copied the API key and exported it as an environment variable. Try again. So as you can see, there's no file right now. Let's see if it's able to make the file. What it is doing in the background is just giving it the code object. Okay, it was able to get this done. Let's see if it actually made the spreadsheet. So this is how we add MCP. It took very long, but it was able to do it. It also fixed the executable commands in the temporary directory. The API key is also cached there. I will be changing all the API keys, so you can properly set up environment variables and execute it properly. If you don't want to use online LLM API and want to install a good local model, check out my Gemalama CPP video.